What's up, Paige?
Hi, Jess. So I thought I'd make a real quick video, try to help you out. So I'm hoping you can see this, and then I'll put it on my YouTube channel for you. So real quickly, what you're doing is you're solving this system of linear equations by graphing, hence the reason I have a graph up here. Now, the first thing to understand is exactly what you're doing. What we're doing is we're dealing with a system of linear equations, which means we have two or more equations working together. So in this situation, we have these two equations and they're working together. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand the following. First off, this linear equation right here has an infinite amount of solutions. So what that means is, and I'm sure you've done those XY charts where you've made a little T chart like this, and you've plugged in X values, you generated Y values, blah, 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 blah. We can do that forever. We can come up with an infinite amount of combinations of X and Y's that make this sucker work, make it true. So when we graph those, we're actually doing like a picture showing, when we do that line, showing all those solutions that make this thing work, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to graph this and graph this. That will show the infinite amount of solutions that make this thing work, infinite amount of solutions that make this thing work, and then what we're going to do is we're going to find that point that makes them both work. And the best way to do that is graphing, because all we have to do is find the point that they intersect or cross, and now we have the solution to the system. So I also put this up here, hoping you can see that. So both of these equations are in slope-intercept form. I'm assuming you've learned that. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and 0b as a coordinate is the y-intercept, which is just a fancy way to say that's the point that it crosses the y-axis. So we'll start with that first one, and I put a little purple dot by that, so I'm going to do that in purple so you can see what it is. So this guy right here, if I were to look at him, I would look at him and say, okay, you know what? I've got a slope here of 1. Since there's no coefficient in front of the x, we know that there's a 1 there. Since we like to see the slope in fraction form, I will make that 1 over 1. Then the other part is my y-intercept, 0, comma b. So my y-intercept here is 0, comma, and my b value is 4. So to graph that, what we'll do is we'll plot that y-intercept, which is 0, 4, which is right here. We will then count our slope. Since our slope is a positive 1 over 1, that means we will go up 1 and we will go right 1. This top number numerator, that determines whether we're going up or down, and this denominator determines if we're going left or right. Since it's positive, we're going up, and we're also going to the right. So I will go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and I can do that all day. Just keep going up 1 over 1. It's just like a little set of steps. We just keep going up and over, up and over, up and over. So take my ruler here, draw a nice, beautiful line right through all of that. Okay? Now that we have that graphed, and again, that is showing you every point that makes this sucker work. And there's an infinite amount of them. I could extend this line forever in both directions. There's an infinite amount of them. Then, my second one here, which I have in this pink, is negative 2x plus 1. So my slope there, of course, it's a number in front of the x. That's negative 2. Again, we'd like to see that as a fraction, so we're going to make that negative 2 over 1. Then if I take out my y-intercept, my 0b, this will be 0, comma, and my b value is 1. So again, we will plot that exactly as we did the other one. Since my y-intercept is 0, 1, we'll put a point right there at 0, 1. And now that my slope is negative 2 over 1, negative 2 is telling me that I have to go down 2. But since the 1 is still positive, we're going to go to the right 1. So now I'm going to go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. And again, I can do that forever, but I don't really need to do that. Then when I draw that line, since I'm looking for the solution to the system, that is telling me I'm looking for that point where they share a point, which would be right here. And of course, the coordinates to that point are negative 1, 3. So that tells me that my solution to the system is negative 1, 3. Okay? So recapping, all that we have here is two linear equations. They each have an infinite amount of solutions. If I want the solution to the system, that is telling me that I'm looking for that point that they both share. So all I do is I graph each one of these, find that point of intersection. That's my solution to the system. So I hope that helps. If it does not, have your mom text me and we'll come up with something else. See you guys. Hope you're having fun down there in Florida.